Welcome to Homey Talks. This is Christy.
This is Jennifer.
And today we're going to be talking about what is the deal breaker. What should you walk away from and what should you stay with? Lots of people are selling their own houses now, whether you're working with an agent, not working with an agent. But there's always that one thing that you can't get past. And then there's some things that you need to get past. Yeah. You need to get past. You need to get over.
You can repaint.
You can repaint. It's not that big a deal. You can repaint. You can do lots of things. Producer Justin said, well, what about bodies on the ground? You could clean them. Yeah. I mean, let's talk about taking some money off that price, but step over it. Keep going, guys. Let's think about where your bottom line is, okay? So what are a couple of things that you shouldn't get over, I guess, is a good way. Things that cannot be fixed. So if you got the contract down on your home, you got the price you wanted, this is your dream home, say the home inspection comes back, what are some things that you shouldn't get over? And there's a lot of stuff that you can. So Jennifer, once you start off, what's a good one?
Alrighty. Well, the Pacific Electric boxes.
Oh, mm-hmm.
So those are known fire hazards. And those should be replaced. Any good home inspector worth their weight will definitely let you know if it is the improper box and what to do to fix it. It is something that can be fixed, but it's something that
don't cost that money.
Yeah, you don't want to take on that huge expense. That's something that you definitely want the seller to cover, or I would suggest to walk away.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You don't want it to burn down. Yeah. And also not just, the hazard of it, but with those boxes, your homeowner's insurance, you're going to have a really hard time finding someone that will actually cover you if you have one of those boxes.
That is true. And their electric bill's terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a drain. It's a drain the whole way around. And that's not, I would say there's a lot of things that you can do within negotiations if you find that, but that's not something that you want to say, oh, we'll take the money off of, because once you pull that string on the box, and we're talking, it's a utility box, once you pull that string, you don't know what the wiring is going to do. I mean, you're going all through the house, I mean, it's just begat. So I mean, it's going to be better to tell the seller, hey, let's do this, we're already under contract, you need to get this fixed, let's just go ahead and finish the sale, because it's going to come up again. This thing's going to happen again, so we might as well do it. I think one of the big things that I don't like, I get nervous about mold. I'm not a good mold person, because it really depends. Like, if it's isolated, you could do like, underneath the crawl space. I don't think, it could be something that's as easy as getting like dehumidifiers, or you can do, if there's water under there, you possibly do sub pump. There's some really good areas. But if you are going up in the attic and that joker's all over here, you're going down here, I mean, you're talking about some serious replacement costs. You're talking about pulling out drywall.
And we're talking about true mold. We're not talking about, you see a little bit of, mildew on the window. I mean, this is the South. I mean,
it's muggy.
You're going to have mildew everywhere. Like, get you some bleach wipes, clean it up. We're talking about true mold.
Mold. You're walking in the house and, you're like, I don't know what it is, but I feel weak all of a sudden. Well, it's because of the mold. I mean, it's coming in you. A lot of times it's like ventilation, the issues, but I mean, ventilation's got money in it. Dehumidifiers ain't cheap. You gotta put what's the plastic on the bottom?
Vapor barriers.
The vapor barriers. I mean, they're reasonably priced, but make sure it's done correctly.
Yes.
You don't want Bubba going out there and saying, I got some saran wrap, I'm gonna call it a day. Yeah. No, let's get a real company.
We're not throwing some tarps under the house.
No,
we're using reputable contractors and fixing things correctly.
So give me some proof. Give me that receipt. Give me that estimate. And what people don't understand too, if you're buying your first house or whatnot, you don't have an experienced realtor, or you don't have a realtor at all. You may be in a situation where the seller's like, I don't have any more money. I got no more money. I can't pay this. I can't pay this. Well, you can walk away, or you can tell them, why not just add it, like put it in the sale price. Like, you don't have any money out of pocket right now, but when the house closes, you can give that receipt, make it part of the contract, and put the receipt in with the lawyer, so it'll be paid out at time of close. So the seller's not losing any money up front. You know what I mean? Like, so the contractor's getting paid at time of close from proceeds. So, and that helps the seller not have the money out of pocket, helps you as the buyer because you're getting a good house with, and any company that you use, they need to back their work.
Yeah.
They need to give you some kind of warranty on it.
Yeah, well, and that kind of goes into our next thing is, as a seller, make sure you're doing things the way they're supposed to be done. Make sure that, you hire reputable contractors. Make sure that they are doing good work, because the buyer is going to come back. They're going to re-inspect. I mean, we encourage you, bring your home inspector back.
Yeah.
Inspect it again. Usually they have a really good deal for people who have you come back and re-inspect the house, and make sure those repairs are made the way that they're supposed to. Because if they're not, the buyer's going to walk.
Their buyer's going to have a good reason to walk. Because again, if you can't do this the right way, Lord only knows
what else
is
did you
in
do
there.
wrong?
Yeah. I had a contract followed that way this summer because, I mean, this was a good company. It's a good agent. They knew better. They had closed the company. We came in to do the final walkthrough. I mean, we said to repair the fascia. They took the old fascia, like almost stapled it on. It was the most horrible job I've ever seen. They're supposed to repair some plugs. They didn't do it. And I'm going to put it on the agent for doing that, because there was so much stuff in there, and they agreed to the repairs. The agent should have been in there saying, where's my receipts? Where's my receipts? Why didn't this get done? Let me go walk over. So, I mean, they lost that deal because the sellers were very inexperienced, very young, didn't realize that you just scared your buyer away. Yep. Full price offer.
Yeah.
Full price offer. No contingencies. All they had to do was make needed repairs. This joker even had water underneath the house, and they were like, all right, we're okay with it. We had to reroute it, and it was expensive, but you can't agree to repair and not do it and then think your buyers are going to be like, oh, okay. It's just not the way it is.
And don't think we're not going to check behind you.
Yeah, we're going to check.
I mean, a good agent is going to go with the buyer. They're going to double check everything before closing and make sure that it's the way it's supposed to be.
And if something is, I mean, there's some things like, we have had some buyers that why, they didn't do something. And then they didn't, it was just something small. Like,
we had one, the toilet was still loose.
Yeah, the toilet was literally loose. I mean, I had to screw it down, and we're like, you want us to fight for it? Let's go ahead and do it. And he was like, nah, I'll just do it myself. I do it all the time. I want to hurry him close.
Yeah.
So, and in that case, it wasn't that big a deal. If we'd walked in and they didn't do the mold repair, we'd be like, look, we got to stop.
Yeah.
We got to stop. We got to reevaluate things. If you hear, and these are like, I guess, trigger words that buyers have that they get so scared about. Like, you hear termites, oh God. Termites doesn't have to be the end of the world. I really am not that scared about termites, because most of the times it's isolated, so maybe it could be in the garage going up. We can get that repaired. We get a good termite. We can get a termite letter, and we can even negotiate and then get some of that money off.
Yeah.
And see if we can't get them to put a bait system in. So we get $400. So I mean, like, these are all negotiations. Girl, work that.
Absolutely.
You got termite.
Oh yeah, you gonna get that bait system.
Woo, we're about to get a bait system. Let's do it. Let's see.
Foundation issues. Yeah. That one's a little scary sometimes.
That's rough. Yeah, that's really, I think that's case by case basis. I mean, there are some good foundation companies out there, but man, you're going to pay.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to pay, and it's always going to be on the record of the house.
Yes.
So you're always going to have to say, oh, what's that? Well, we had foundation issues. I mean, that's
you have to disclose that.
Yeah, you got to disclose it, and it can be fixed. I mean, it's fixed, but it's still there. So foundation issues, I'm not a trooper on. Yeah. I would, depending on where they are.
Yeah, depending on what it is. Because, I mean, we did close one this summer that had some previous, and it wasn't anything bad at all. They provided us with receipts of all work done before the seller actually bought the house. Their agent negotiated for them to have it repaired. We had our people come out. We had the same company come out again, check it out, said, yep, everything's working as it should, no issues. we were good to close.
Good.
But they were required to let us know, hey, there was some prior issue, but here's the receipts for all the repairs.
I see it's like softening the blow. When you are a seller, don't hide it.
Yeah.
It makes it so much
Yes,
worse.
definitely.
I mean, you might as well just say, oh, here's a great contract.
Yeah.
Because you initiate the fear is what you do, because then they're like, oh, something else is in here. Something else is in here. What am I going to, creep around to the back? So I just don't hide it. And once we got the receipts, we were like, okay, we know what we're looking at. We know how we're going to look at it. It was
buyer
so much
didn't mind at all.
Mm-hmm. And I think infestations.
Yes.
Fleas are rough, but you can bomb them.
Yep.
So I think the biggest thing is, what's the deal breaker? Deal breaker is something that you cannot negotiate your way out of. And, if you do have something, that's a pretty big ticket item, you got to find a way to make it work. You got to find a way to make it work, or you got to be able to walk away with it when it can't. I know there's a lot of buyers out there that we get the home inspection back and they say, look, they're going to fix all this or I'm walking away. And you have to sit down with them and say, look, we've been to 20 houses.
Yeah.
Sometimes 40. And, you're willing, you want to walk away. I know you're frustrated, but you want to walk away because, they don't want to fix this door jamb. Should we talk about this? Let's talk about this. Yeah. Because the small things, it doesn't have to be a gigantic issue. It doesn't. It's the big things. It's the plumbing. It's the electrical. It's mold.
Main systems.
Main systems are the biggest things. A lot of people try to put stuff down after the fact. Well, home inspectors, they're not in there to make sure that your carpet's pretty. They need to make sure that the house is functioning. And you as an agent or you as a buyer need to do the follow-up on the stuff that they don't find. Home inspectors, which, we found out from a buyer, but home inspectors, they don't move everything. So when you're at a home inspection, move some stuff, move the pot under the sink to see if the hole's there. Move things around. Maybe look behind that picture just a little bit close, because it's hanging in an odd place. Just to make sure, because home inspectors do have to abide by their insurance. So they don't traditionally move a whole lot of stuff. When you are doing your home inspection, when you're doing your home inspection too, the other thing to remember is, make sure your seller understands that they need to clean some stuff out.
Yes.
If their house is overpacked and the home inspector can't, like I've been in a home inspection, several, where we went to go up in the attic and couldn't get up there. They packed in. They had all their crap up there. Couldn't even walk into it. And we were like, can't come in, so called back the agent, said she had to move some stuff out. We can't even walk up there. Well, we don't know. Furnace is up there. Gotta get up there.
that makes the buyer think that the seller's hiding something.
Oh, yeah.
And you might not be,
Yeah, it might be perfectly fine.
Yeah, I mean, the seller's just, you tell the seller that you got to get all your stuff out so you can stage the house to sell it. They put it all in the attic. Well, then when you get a contract, you got to get it out of the attic.
You got to pull it right back down. You got to be able to get around in there. Yep. Start decluttering now. If you're going to move, go ahead and get rid of it. Just you feel so much better. Make that purge.
Yes.
Make that purge. You don't need that margarita maker from 10 years ago. You ain't going to make those margaritas. Everybody knows it. Just get rid of it.
Have your good little yard sale.
Have your yard sale. Be done with it. Yeah. I think that there is such a, if you are a good agent and you're a good buyer, you know the things to look for, you're going to feel so much more comfortable. And you have to be willing to hit that inspection. You got to be willing to understand that there's different ways to do things. Don't just walk away from a buy and then, regret it,
yes.
Months later, because then you've lost all negotiation. They basically know they have you. We had one of that there.
Oh, yeah.
One of our houses. These people, they tried really hard to play hardball. And our seller was one of those people. I was like, no, I don't care if it sits there forever. Just straight up hard butt, And I told the agent, I said, he ain't going to do it. He's just not going to do it. We'll tell him this. And she was trying. I was like, I don't think you understand.
Yeah. He didn't have to sell it.
He didn't have to sell it. He doesn't have to sell it. He loves this house. He hadn't lived in it in 4 years, but he loves this house.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, they walked away 3 weeks later.
Walked right back.
And I was like, girl, you don't mess up. Because now he really ain't doing nothing.
Yep. So you take it as is,
and you roll on out, you know. And they did. But see, they lost because they thought they could play this hard, but and what they did was they peed him off.
Mm-hmm.
They made him so mad that he didn't even. I mean, it took me forever to convince him to be like, let's just sell the house.
Yeah.
They're
and on
everything.
the note for that one, just add in this tidbit: don't let the other agent in with your buyer, because your buyer's going to run their mouth and tell them everything.
They want this house so bad they would do anything for it.
Make the drive out there to show it to them.
Yes. I don't even know what she was thinking.
I don't know. But she's just the assistant, honey. I'm a licensed agent just like everybody else. And your buyer is telling me everything.
Telling me, she will never leave this. I love this house so much.
Yes.
I can't find anything like it. During the inspection.
Yeah.
Like, we ain't gonna say that.
Yeah.
Girl, you're behind enemy lines.
Yeah.
I may have a smile on my face, but I got to represent, you know, the person
I represent my seller.
I represent the seller. So
yeah.
Don't be coming in there and tell me that stuff.
I know.
Keep your mouth shut.
Mind your buyers.
Mind your buyers. That's
Mind your
right.
buyers.
Mind your buyers. Tell them to calm it on down.
Yes.
Calm it on down. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's not a whole lot of deal breakers, you know, because I can pretty much get around most stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it's being in this business, you know, stigmas don't bother me. Stigmas, and I've even had this conversation with lots of buyers that they're like, you know, heard about double homicide here. I'm like, yep, they're gone. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. You know, people die in houses.
Yeah, it happens every day.
Happens every day, and it's a good deal. It's a good neighborhood. You know, yeah, I can get you more money off. You know, can you live in it? Because I can.
Yeah, don't bother me at all.
I can in a heartbeat.
Don't bother me at all.
Doesn't bother me. Splatter on the floor, clean it up.
Yep.
You know, I can't help it.
Yeah, there's some really good cleaning companies.
There's some excellent ones. There really are. They clean up just as good as any mama. You know?
So that's and that's hoarders. You know, people are scared of hoarder houses. And
I ain't bad about that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Clean it out. Get you a dumpster. Clean it out. Get you a good cleaner.
Get you a good price on it.
Get you a real good price on it.
Get you a good price on it. Clean it out. Fix it up. Get you that equity. Earned equity, baby. Done. Clean it out. Always. You know, you can't be scared. You got to put your duck boots on. Yeah. Put your duck boots on. Put your rain boots on. Put you some jeans on, because you never know what's going to curl up and eat you. Yep. Come home, take a shower. You know? That's the way it is.
So yeah, there's really not much that's a 100% deal breaker.
It's not.
I mean, definitely case by case, you know, and everybody, you know, each person has their own deal breaker, but I don't think there's any one thing that we can pin down and say, this absolutely do not buy this house.
That's a case by case.
Everything's fixable. I
had a moment, you know, people, everybody's got their moments where they just had enough. I had a moment about 2 years back. I had a buyer, and we had this house, and you know, we're under contract and everything, and we worked with them because they love this house. It was an old house, and had issues underneath, had water underneath, sub pump stopped working, it needed water rerouted and everything, and that agent was playing hardball, and come to find out it was the sellers. The sellers were really being a little bit much. And the whole thing with them too was that they were like, I want this contract to do this. We're like, you know, we need something a little bit better. And we knew that they weren't in any position to fight, you know. And we came to terms. Like, we came in the middle. Me and the agent were like, this is a good idea. You know, we even came to terms that we were to split, you know, a $5,000 bill, you know, which I was like, if y'all want to do it, but hell, I'd walk away from it. Yeah, right. But they wanted to do it, and he came back to me. He was like, they said no. They were not going to do it. And, you know, and this is after me fighting with them for like 2 weeks about like serious repairs. Mm-hmm. And I think I just lost my mind. I ain't going to lie. Like, I lost my mind, and I was like, screw it. And I said, look, you're being unreasonable. They're being unreasonable. We're walking. We're just walking. I don't know what else to tell you, but this is over. And he's like, okay, if that's the way you're going to be. I was like, all right. Hung up the phone, felt good about my life. Let me tell you, I was outside playing with the dog and the kids because I was like, just walked away from a problem. But he started blowing me up 2 hours later. I was like, we can still talk about this. Why don't we? And then he wanted to add it on the price. I was like, we're still paying for it.
Yeah, no.
I was like, no. I mean, I did. I dug my heels on. And they did eventually come back and say, okay, we'll do it, that way. But I was like,
got to fight for your clients.
Girl, I ain't even. I was about to beat him. Like I was. And then we went to the close and everybody was perfectly happy.
Yeah.
I had my RBF on too. I was like, don't cuss these people out. But man, I wanted to just go across the table and wring their neck. And I didn't let my buyers know how ugly it got because I didn't want to ruin it for them.
Yeah.
But
yeah, another thing, you don't know what your agents are doing for you.
You have no idea.
No clue what your agents are doing for you.
They are going through for you. To make sure this is a good experience and a pleasant one. And I was sitting there like, oh, yeah, I love the house and everything. And I'm sitting here going, you better sign them effing papers. Here, sign them effing papers, girl, because I'm about to come across this table. But it worked out, and they loved that house. And it's a cute house. I mean, very cute. So, there's always something you can do. Think about that next step. Sellers saying, oh, we don't have the money for us, but they got equity in it, but they don't have the money out of pocket. That's fine. If it's your buyer, if it's your seller and they're saying this to you, find a way. Most times if you got this really big problem, mold issue, sometimes it can be as simple as maybe a foundation issue that's not a huge issue, but it's about $3,000. You can't, and it's not going to affect their loan, but it's going to affect their enjoyability. You can say, all right, we're going to hold, we're going to get this, we're going to get this estimate. We're going to make it part of the contract. When we close, that money's going to be held in escrow with a lawyer. You're going to finish the work. And the lawyer's going to pay you out. So, nobody's lost any money out. The work's being done afterwards, so everybody came to close. There's so many different ways you can do it, but you have to make the effort to get the deal to go through and to get everybody on both sides happy. So, send us your deal breakers at info@homeytalks.com. Tell us some things that if you've encountered some of your stories. We'd love to hear them. Ask us your questions. If you're a home buyer right now, if you're a home seller right now, let us solve some problems. So again, info@homeytalks.com, and we'll be seeing you soon. Bye.
Bye.